Hello, creative friends, and welcome to the Stamping Squad. Today, I have a really cute fun fold card for you, and I think you're going to love this one. It's very easy, but it's kind of surprising and cute. So let's talk about what we're going to use here. I have got some Mossy Meadow cardstock, and this piece is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, so it's a square. And then I have two pieces that are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. All right, two pieces that are identical there. Then I have a piece of basic white. It is 2 3/4 by 4. And I've got my designer series paper here, which is really the star of the show with this card. And I'm using the Flowering Zinnias paper, which is so pretty. This is 4 inches by 4 inches square. And this is 4 inches, and 5 1/4. So that's what we've got. I've also got a couple scraps. I'm going to use a scrap of Mossy Meadow and a scrap of basic white. And first, let's put a couple things together. I like to assemble the things that I can assemble, and that way I have fewer things on my work surface and I'm less likely to lose something. So that's what works for me. So I'm going to take this piece of designer series paper and just adhere it to the cardstock here. I'm using my multi-purpose glue. So let's give that a good press. I like using this Mossy Meadow as the background cardstock because I think it really sets off the beauty of all these bright colors that are in the flowers. Now we're just going to adhere this piece here. Easy so far, right? So get that on here. And actually, I think that's upside down. I think it goes like this. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell because the leaves are just going kind of every which way, but I do think that, it seems to me anyway, that is right side up. So I'm going to set it that way, and so I remember to use it that way. Now I am going to take this piece of cardstock and I need to score it. So let me grab my scoreboard. And we are going to score this. Grab my stylus here at 1 1/4 and at 2 1/2. All right. Now we're just going to fold it back this way, and I have a bone folder here somewhere. Let me just burnish that. Get a nice fold, and then fold back this way. Burnishing this. This comes together so quickly, but I think you're gonna just really adore this card. It is super cute. All right, now, this is a little Z-fold, and this piece is the front of our card. So this needs to be attached to this Z-fold mechanism, and it needs to be in the center. All right, I don't know if you can see this cardstock. It's kind of a dark color, but this needs to be centered across here, right? So I am going to take this. I'm going to put my glue just on this panel right here. There we go. Now, I'm going to take this and flip it towards me, and then I'm going to take this and hold that Z closed and flip it towards me. And then I'm going to do the best that I can here. You can mark measurements on here if you want to make sure that it's in the exact center, but I'm pretty comfortable with that. I'm going to move it down here a little bit so I can get right above it and see a little better. There we go. I think I'm pretty close to center anyway. There we go. Now, there we are. And this fold goes like this. Now this is going to go on the front of our card base like this, right? So we need to put some adhesive on this panel. And only on that panel. Here we are, and I'm just going to hold it closed. And again, I'm going to eyeball this and see if I can get it somewhere near the center. You can measure and put little tick marks if you want to. I'm moving it down here so I can get my head right above it so I can see. But I feel pretty good about that. Okay, and I'm just pressing down to make sure that that's adhered together really well. All right, now let's talk about the inside of our card, because this is going to go right here. And I think, actually, let's do the outside first. Let's do the outside sentiment, then we'll do the inside. So I'm just going to step that aside. These are just scraps. I want to use my Heartfelt Hexagon punch, and I'm just going to punch out piece here of the Mossy Meadow. There we are. And now I want to stamp. So I'm going to use stamps from a couple different sets, and nothing I'm using really goes together. Okay, so I'm just picking a little of this, a little of that, and you can surely do that too. All right, so I'm going to use this outline stamp. So I'm going to stamp that on here, and then for the sentiment, I'm going to use this one from Hooray for Surprises, You're the Best. So I'm really mixing things together here. We're doing a little mixing and matching. So first, let's see. Yes, I'm going to use the Mossy Meadow to do this outline stamp. So let me ink this up. And just going to stamp that right there. There we are. And then I'm going to use Berry Burst to stamp You're the Best in the center of this. So let's ink this one up. There we go. And I've got to pull this way down here. Hopefully you can still see a little bit, but I need to be able to get above it so I can kind of see where I am. There we go, that's good. And I got a corner right here, but we're gonna punch this out so it doesn't matter. Actually, that's why it's on there, because I put my thumb in the stamp pad. That happens sometimes. That happens sometimes. I don't recommend it though. Do not recommend it. Okay, so let's slip this in here. And let me see if I can center that. And then when I use the punch, I like to eyeball it, center it the best I can here. And then I'm gonna close the punch just so its teeth are holding the paper in place, right? And then I can really look at it and say, yes, that's where I want to punch. And then with both hands, I'll punch it. So I want to use these two together, but if I just do this, that's not cool, right? Because we can't see the green. So what I'm going to do is just grab my paper snips here, and I'm just going to cut this in half. All right, and again, let me get my multi-purpose glue. I'm gonna put just a little bit of glue right back here, maybe, if it'll come out. I didn't put the lid back on it. There we go. So we've got that. I'm gonna put this here, and then I'm gonna flip it over so I can kind of see where my margin is, like how much of the mossy meadow is peeking out underneath. And I think that looks pretty good. So now I'm going to do the same with the bottom edge. Let's put a little bit of this right here. And I'm just going to turn it over and lay it down like this. Okay, so I'm pretty even, I think, with what's showing at the top and what's showing at the bottom. There we go. And this is what's going on the front of my card. But before I put it on the front, I'm going to use one of these brushed brass butterflies. Can you say that 3 times fast? Brushed brass butterfly. I'm going to use just a small one. I'm going to use one of these little guys right here. They have adhesive on the back, so they will just stick right on here. And where does this butterfly want to fly? I'm just going to put the butterfly right there. Very cute, huh? Now let's use some dimensionals to attach it to the front of our card. There we go. Just peel the back off of those. Wow, you can see how crooked I cut my cardstock. It's not exactly down the middle, straight anyway. Did I take all the backing off? Yes, okay. So this is just gonna, I think I'm just gonna, well, you know what? I was gonna center it, but actually, I kind of like it right here. So that's what I'm gonna do. See if I can put it on there straight. There we go, how cute is that? All right, now we need to open it up so we can put, and I'm gonna use my bone folder right here just to get on that crease a little bit more. There we go. Now this is gonna go right here on the inside. So let's do that. So have you seen one of these before? I want to give a shout out to Patty Bennett. I saw her make this card a few months back, and I thought it was really cute. Such a great fun fold. All right, I didn't stamp or do anything to decorate this, and I decided that I was going to bring back my brushed brass butterflies, and I'm going to choose a large one now, and I'm just going to put it right here in the corner. And I don't usually put any kind of an embellishment like this on the inside of my card, but these are flat. They're very flat. They're not raised like a dot. And so I thought, well, that'll fit. That'll work inside the card. So here we go. You're the best. Let me show you from this vantage point. You can see what's going on there. But they just open it up and they can see the message you write right there. But you can imagine lots of these cards with all different kinds of paper and stamps and cardstock and your own embellishments. We made this card a few months back at our mystery stamping night. So if mystery stamping is something that you are interested in, we do that on a Zoom call, and we'd love to have you join us. So let me know, send me an email, let me know that you want to join us for mystery stamping. All right, that's it. That's it. That's all I have for you today. And I hope you will come back soon because I'll have another card for you. All right, thank you, creative friends. Bye-bye.